Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at a Greenworks corded electric handheld leaf blower. Customer complaint on this blower is that it won't run. Yeah, it's not a chainsaw or nothing like that. It's just a blower, and a corded one at that. But when we plug it in, it doesn't work. So we have a customer with a complaint, and we're going to try and fix it for them. So these electric blowers, I mean, if you're getting power to the blower and you've confirmed that, there's really only a couple things that could be wrong with it. The engine itself or the motor itself on the blower, the trigger, throttle type switch, whatever you have, or maybe a safety switch like this one has. It must be a shredder vac or something like that. You'll see that when the door closes, it pushes on that button that I'm banging on with a screwdriver. And that button is a safety switch, so you can't run the blower with this gate open and no tube on it. And clearly there's something wrong with that switch, because I could, tap on it with the screwdriver and you could see the motor was jumping like it wanted to go. So, I mean, that's probably the best case scenario for this blower. I think this is, I think it's kind of an older one, I'm not sure. But we're going to hopefully give it some new life. I'm just looking at this picture here. I see on the bottom of the blower there's a big yellow arrow pointing at something. I wish I would have read that. I wonder what that says. I have no idea. Anyway, we took out the screws. What do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh boy, there's a lot of screws. And usually what you'll find on any of these types of, I was going to say battery or electric equipment, but on a lot of different equipment, you'll find that the manufacturer will place a decal across the seam of two halves like this. If you want to take this apart, you have to cut or remove one of the decals, which is kind of the equivalent of putting a warranty safety label on it. Now, I don't know if that was the intent here or not, but it kind of works out that way. So we got to, normally I would just cut through the label, but this one peeled back pretty decent, so we got it off of there. Looking inside, a little dirty, no big deal. All the wiring appears to be intact. I don't see anything loose here or out of place. Here's our micro switch. This is the switch that's engaged when that door is closed. So with the door closed, it's going to close the switch and allow current to flow, and it'll run. With the door open, it's going to open the switch. In this case, 10 amp 250 volt switch. And when the switch is open, then the motor won't run. And when you put your suction tube on here, it must have a little detent that pushes on that switch so that it knows there's a tube in place, and then it'll run. It's really simple. And to be honest, it's not very different from a gas-powered blower shredder type of machine that usually has some kind of kill switch built into the door. Just a safety feature to keep people from sticking their hand in there and losing some fingers. So I want to replace this switch. It looks like I sourced one. And I'm thinking I got to peel back this insulation. And it's kind of a mess. But what I'm finding is that the wires are soldered onto the switch. So because they're soldered, now I'm checking to see how much extra wire I have. And it's going to be tight. If I cut these wires off the switch, and then flush cut them, and then peel back some insulation and strip them, I don't think I'm going to be able to like have some extra length of wire that I could push through a hole and twist it and then solder it. And I could add some terminals to the end of the wires, but that's just one more potential source for problems. So I think the best case scenario, and especially, you know, dealing with 110, we'll just solder the wires on there. So here I'm cutting them off, and it doesn't matter which wire goes on which terminal, but what does matter is if you have a micro switch with 3 terminals, you need to make sure that one of the wires goes to the common, and then the other 2 terminals, one's going to say NC and one's going to say NO, normally closed or normally open. A closed circuit is a connection where current flows through. An open circuit, current can't flow through. So you can figure out what you need, closed or open, which terminal to use. I mean, in this case, you're just going to duplicate the other switch. But if you were using this micro switch for some other project, that's how you would, that's the information you'd use to figure out which way to use it. So depending on whether or not that door is open or closed, you could set it up the other way so it only ran with the door open if you wanted to. Wouldn't be smart, but you could do it. So you see that the switch that I had laying around, there were some holes in the middle of it. And they weren't quite big enough to pass this heavier gauge wire through them. So I had to drill them out a little bit. And my plan is, because I don't want to shorten the wires, you know, I just stripped off, what, 1/4 inch or so of insulation. And I'll just solder them on this switch. We're going to use a battery-powered snap-on soldering gun. Here we got smoke. So it doesn't take long for them to heat up. What I have noticed on this particular soldering gun is I kind of wish that it got to a little higher temperature. I don't know if it's my imagination. And actually, I'm going to do a little test next time I have it out. And I'm going to use like the thermal imaging camera or something, and I'm going to measure the heat coming off of that, and I'm going to compare it to some other soldering guns that I have to see if it is a little bit weak in the heat department or if it's my imagination. But overall, I really like the battery-powered soldering guns just for the convenience of no cord. You got a project outside or not near power, you know, it sure beats hauling a generator. So there we have it. We soldered the new switch on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of liquid electrical tape and just kind of paint those terminals. It's really, I think maybe just more, in my mind, just for corrosion purposes, I guess. Those 2 wires are never going to touch each other. There's nothing else in that plastic case that's going to jump across there. But we'll put a little electrical tape on there. You know, the other thing this kind of does is holds everything in place. If the solder joint was bad, you probably could have stuck that wire in the hole and painted that stuff on there, and the thing would have worked for 10 years. So there was a little bit of a dust shield, I'm going to call it, a little piece of foam that was stuck onto that other switch. And I just removed it and kind of stuck it onto this switch. And it's just, I think, there to keep some debris out. So we drop the switch down into place. Looks good. Yeah. Make sure our wires are tucked away. double check, make sure nothing else is hanging out and going to get sandwiched in between the two housing halves. And then we'll drop it on here. It does take a little bit of lining up. And in fact, I think I have to open the door to do this, because there's a spring on that door. And I'm kind of fighting the spring there when I was trying to put it together. So once I open the door, then everything kind of lined up a little bit better. Come on now. Quit your fumbling. We need to save this Greenworks blower. Keep it out of the landfill. Earn another customer. Clean up the schmutz. Alright, let's run these 14 or so screws back in here. I mean, this thing, I've seen the people, you know, blowing the grass clippings off their sidewalks and their driveways with a 100-foot extension cord behind them. And, you know, that's not a problem. I mean, if they don't want to use a gasoline-powered piece of equipment because of the mess of the fuel, the stink of the fuel, the danger of storing the fuel, the problems associated with, you know, if you got a handheld leaf blower and that's the only thing you're using fuel for, that stuff's not going to last very, I mean, the fuel's going to go bad before you use it all up. So who knows? I mean, they sell these things, so there must be a market for them, right? So if this thing runs, then that's all I'm going to have for you on the Greenworks handheld electric blower that needed a new safety switch. Thanks for watching. Later.